These are little houses. They're affordable houses. The ones on wheels are portable houses. So they do a lot for people in transition, people of limited means. Everything we're building here is outside of the envelope of conventional planning, building permits. It's an end run around that whole world that leads to unsustainable, unaffordable housing. There's a limit on how big you can build what we're building here. We are legally a recreational trailer, and those rules allow us to build up to 400 square feet. Beyond that, one would be a mobile home and would be under HUD rules, and it's a whole other world. This is where we build them inside there. This started really long time ago. I built my first tiny house when I was 21 and wanted to have a house. And at that age, I had no resources. So my strategy was to build something I could set up temporarily, put in the back of my VW Bug, and move on. Today my crew's over in Petaluma, about 10 minutes from here, setting up a little house as a backyard office. For the last 20 years, really, I've been the designer of the work, and I've got a crew that does it. And this one here is a house that we call a room of your own. That's a lot of what's going on with these little houses. People want their own space. The tiny house movement seems to have two demographics. There's the young people who need an affordable space and are trying to imagine a more sustainable future. That community are kind of self-starters and do-it-yourselfers. So this is a 120 square foot little house. And the rationale behind this one is that it's legal to build anywhere. We're putting this very house today in the backyard in Petaluma, and there's no permit required for it. A lot of our sales are going to people in their 60s who are in transition, being retirement. The people that buy these and live in them, they're generally living them on rural property without the permission of the zoning authorities, and they're living off the grid. This can also be a solution for transitory situations, like you can put this on wheels in the backyard while your kids are teenagers, and when they're gone, you can either occupy it yourself as your own room or sell it to somebody else with that need. So infill and transient stuff plays a big role. Even if it's not the primary residence, it has a huge impact on alleviating unnecessary development. The tiny house thing, it's mostly a media event right now because people are in the beginning of trying to understand what are the solutions going to be. So a lot of people are writing about it. We're at like, everybody's in the where do we go from here stage. And so a lot of models are being put forward. We built this one at 112 square feet to see just how much could we put into how little a space. I think that the caregiver cottage is extreme, and that one I would not build again that small because it's not necessary. Being a little bit bigger would make a huge difference, and I actually think that a 400 square foot house is something that's realistic. The room that I'm standing in here right now really is not adequate to hold the normal necessary stuff. It's adequate to provide a transitional need for space. There's limits to how small.
Don't need so many shoes on the porch. I've been called the Imelda Marcos of tiny house people because I have so many shoes in a small space.
The greatest thing that Jay Schaefer has contributed to the conversation at the Tumbleweed Tiny Homes is the shock value of just how tiny can things be. And he's done a magnificent job of getting this word out to the mainstream media and making people think. I'm not sure that I could live in a house that small, but it is an icon that serves an incredibly valuable purpose in changing the conversation. I'm going to quote a friend of mine, Michael Jansen, from the Tiny House Design blog. The tiny house movement is not a fad. The McMansion was the fad. That's the thing that came and is now leaving. And I don't think we're going to see any more of that except in the super rich who haven't got it figured out that there's better things to do with your money than build a big house. When I go into a really large space, it makes me feel small. It's echoey, and I feel lonely, and I feel like things are out of my reach. It's actually that tactile for me, that I really enjoy something that's within my own human scale and my own ability to maintain.